Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by former top promoter, now again a top manager, father of two. Since we last spoke, was a father of one, so he's not had twins. Sam, how you doing, mate?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Bit of a mix there, a bit of everything.
How are you coping with two kids in the house, or three if you include yourself?
Mate, it's not easy. It is definitely not easy, but it's worth it, mate. It's worth it. But that's 100% me done now, mate, on the kids front. But yeah, very happy.
You know, have the older snip snip,
mate. 100%, mate. 100%. But yeah. No, I'm happy with everything, Danny. Very blessed. But that is me done on the children front.
All right. And then on the work side of things, back to managing, kind of back to where it all began. Tell us how you've gone into the current situation.
To be fair, Danny, I've had my eye on a couple of fires, and I've got them. Do you know what I mean? And there's been a couple more, and then it just kind of works out because I find it hard. Like, I'm very blessed, and any of them will tell you, I don't. Oh, do you want to sign me? I don't work like that. I let people come to me if they want to come to me, and it's like, then that's great. And I don't want a huge stable. So, but yeah, I'm back to managing a few fighters. I'm very, very happy with the fighters I've got. I've got a couple more on the way, and then I'm going to close the shop, because you want to be able to give your time to all of them.
Bit like the kids. You can have a boxing for sex me as well.
Exactly that, Danny. Exactly not. Obviously, I don't have to change anyone's nappies, but yeah, it is very much having a personal. I like to have a personal relationship with the people I look after. So yeah, but I'm very happy, Danny. A couple more on the way, and not kids, signings.
Yeah, you've made that very clear, Sam.
Yeah. But no, mate, very, very happy, Danny. Very happy.
Feel like you're sending messages to your missus subliminally through Seconds Out here. No more kids. No more kids. We got it,
mate. Definitely no more. But yes, very happy with where I am business-wise, Danny. Yeah.
How do you compare managing the fighters now compared to when you were at SJAM and you had the whole team? You were one cog in a big machine, albeit a co-founder, but now on your own.
Well, it's quite similar in the sense, because I mean, as I say, I wasn't an employee at SJAM. I owned SJAM with Adam Morley, so it was like Adam was very much like he was like a spine of it all, because Adam's an extremely intelligent man. So like, he was always like, we both had our roles, if that makes sense. But to be honest with you, mate, Danny, it feels like exactly where I was. It feels like nothing's really changed. Obviously, I'm not gonna lie, I miss my personal relationship with Adam, but like, he's doing his thing with SJAM, with Shane, doing a great job, and I'm doing my own thing. And like, I know I'll be fine, because I built SJAM, so everything's good, everything's looking good. I can't really complain. But yeah, I'm very much on a one-man band with this.
And you said about having two separate roles with Adam. The sort of stuff that he would deal with, or the role that he would slip into, who does that now for you and for your fights?
I'm going to be bringing someone in to be doing that type of thing for me, because when it comes to like keeping things in order, like it's not.
You want to say admin, don't you? But you don't want to be offensive.
No, it's not so much admin. It's more just like sorry, my mum's calling me, Danny. I have to hang up on her there. Sorry, Mum.
Take that, Mrs. Jones.
Yeah, Mrs. Smith. She's a Smith.
Oh, take that. Jones to Smith. Brilliant.
Literally, you couldn't get a worse thing, could you? But no, it's not so much admin. It's more the fact that, like I say, Adam was the spine of the operation for sure. Like I can't give him enough credit, but like, I was like the hands-on type of person. Like, I don't know, but like, I guess I'm having to work harder, Dan. I guess I'm having to work harder, but I'm definitely going to bring someone in to give me a lift for sure.
And on that note, how do you feel about potentially competing? I know you don't go out of your way to sign people, but competing for fighters with SJAM, a company that still bears part of your name.
to be honest, Danny, and I mean this like wholeheartedly, I swear on my life, I mean this. I don't feel like I'm competing with anybody. Because do you know when somebody comes to me, right? This is let alone SJam. When somebody comes to me and they say, they want to sign me, or it's somebody like I really want to, I'd say, listen, make sure you talk to everybody, because there's something, I mean, I personally think there is nobody better at this than me. I genuinely believe that. Like I would say it without say it with a straight face, but I genuinely think there's nobody better than me. But there's some very good other managers, and there's very good other companies. So I say, go and speak to everybody. And if one of them so happens to be Adam and SJam, Shane, yeah, then so be it. I genuinely don't feel like, I've never worked like that. And Adam would tell you that. Like when we were together with SJam, we would identify a target, and we were very fortunate because every target we pretty much identified, we always managed to get. And it's the same with me now. Like everyone I've had a chat with, and I've managed to get them. So I can't really complain. But if does that really make sense? But like, I'm being deadly serious. It's a very competitive market, and for sure, there's going to be a signing where I think Ben Whittaker was an example. When I was with SJam, I wanted to sign Ben Whittaker, but Ben told me, and I said, listen, and he'll tell you this himself. I says, mate, Freddie Cunningham's a great guy. It's a great company, 258. They're very good with sponsors. They're very good with their sponsorships. They've got good PR. Go there. It's a great place for you. So like you're not going to get everybody you want, because it's a competitive market. But I'm not into that. Oh, he's shit. Don't go there. He's shit. I'm not into. You just got to be secure in your own skin. I know what I can deliver for someone, Danny. I've never not delivered for somebody. So long may that continue. But in answer to your question, mate, I don't feel like I'm in competition with SJam or with anybody else for that matter. If Adam even rang me now, or Shane said, "Oh, can you help me out?" So of course I would. It's not really a competition thing. But yeah, like what you say, I'm sure there'll come a time where they will want a fighter and I'll want that fighter. And yeah, they'll probably do that. But there'd be no hard feelings my end, Danny, because again, I know what I can deliver for someone.
And that self-belief that you're the best at what you do, does that apply across the board for any type of fighter? Or will there ever be a fighter approaching you and you say, do you know what? I think you'd be more suitable for a 258 or an SJam or whatever?
Possibly that, Danny. But it's like, with me, and I'm not just patting my back, with me, you're getting somebody that's experienced now. I've got lots of experience working at the highest possible level, but I'm also I'm like not a promoter. I won't say I'm a promoter, but you've got that element with me as well. Do you understand what I mean? Like what I say, I believe I'm a good package for somebody. I do believe that. But like what I say, I'm not for everyone, Danny. Somebody might think I'm a dick. That's fine, no problem. Go with somebody else. And literally, you've got my best wishes as well.
Glad to hear it. So who have you got on the books as we speak, who you are allowed to talk about?
We've got Jack Catterall, obviously, who obviously speak about. Got Dan Toward, 10-time national champion. We just signed him. I'm just working on his promotional deal as we speak. Got Cameron Vong, who's just won the senior elites, who's just turned over with Matchroom. We've got Georgia O'Connor, who again I'm really happy about. She's been, I don't know what's really been going on there, but she had 3 fights in 2 years. So got her with Conlan Boxing. She's going to be boxing in Ireland for the next couple of fights. Got Khalil Majid, who had a little bit of an injury, but he's out training with Buddy McGirt in America. So he's going to be boxing on July 29th, I believe. And that's all going to be confirmed. But yeah, Khalil Majid's going to be out. He's signed with Matchroom. We've got Muhammad Ali. Good name, everyone says. So yeah, he's just boxed a couple of weeks back, and he's going to be out again in August. So yeah, got a couple more that I can't obviously speak about just yet, but a couple more on the way, Danny. Yeah, I'm very looking forward to.
And we'll talk about Jack in a minute, but what are you kind of looking for? I know you don't go out your way to find fighters, but if you are going to take more on, what sort of qualities do they need to have to fit in with what you're after?
I'm not taking on it. Literally, I am not. I'm literally, that's me done for a while now, because I've got lots of young talent, which I wanted to get someone from the ground and build them up. So I love doing that. I really do. Genuinely, Danny, it's like with me, like I'm not into that thing where like I have to have a personal relationship with somebody. Like, they have to like me and I have to like them. There's no point, like, if we get to 6 months down the road, they think I'm a dick, I think they're a dick. I don't really want to work with you. I don't want. I've been around long enough now, Danny. I don't want to work with dickheads, if I'm perfectly honest with you, because I put my heart and soul into this. So I don't want to be doing that for someone I don't really like. Like, I want that's the kind of, and obviously star potential, which I do believe everyone in my under my banner at the moment all have star potential.
And do you see yourself staying with the managing for quite some time now, or would you like to make another stab at promoting at some point?
No, listen, Danny. Like, Joe and me now, I do a bit of freelance work. I do that, but like, I'm always going to have my foot in the management thing, because I really love it. I like having that personal relationship. I find it weird, to be honest, when I was doing the promotion thing, like, all my life, like, you're not really. It's a weird one, to be honest. But no, it's a good question. But yeah, I'll probably do some freelance stuff. Which I'd enjoy, to be honest.
Stuff. Now let's talk about Jack Catterall. I think to the untrained eye, or even to the trained eye, he's not had the best of luck. He's not been treated incredibly well, given the position that he was in with the WBO, losing out on the rematch with Josh Taylor, who took the fight with Lopez and lost, obviously, last week. What's Jack's kind of mindset been like, first of all, throughout all these ups and downs?
Yeah, like you say, he was very unlucky with the WBO position, because I believe all of them should have mandated him for an immediate mandatory shot at Josh. But listen, what it is, I've spoke about he spoke about the Josh Taylor fight because he's asked the question. I'm spoke about it a lot. Jack's concentrating on his own path now. If that fight ever presented itself again, then would potentially look at it. But I think Jack's on to bigger and better things now, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But going back to his mindset, I've never worked with anyone with a mindset like him, to be honest with you, Dan. He's got a good missus around him. He's got good people around him. And Nigel and Jamie have been brilliant with him, and he trains every single day. And he's kept himself very focused, and he got back in the ring. I can't remember when it was. Last month? Was it last month he was back in?
Last month, yeah.
Yeah, last month. He looked great. Knocked the cobwebs off as well. I want to make the Regis Prograis fight for him, Danny. That's the fight that Jack has asked me to make. That's the fight that I've asked Eddie. I said to him straight away, like, don't be giving that fight to nobody else. Give it to Jack Catterall, because he deserves it. It's not like he's asking for a voluntary shot, like, with his hands out like this. He deserves it. And anybody that knows boxing and respects the sport knows that Jack Catterall deserves his opportunity. He really does. And it's no easier fight to make. Regis is with Matchroom. He's got a 3-fight deal. Jack's with Matchroom. Got a multi-fight deal. Let's get the fight made, and let's get it made right now.
Prograis, of course, retained his title at the weekend against Danielito Zorrilla, points decision. What did you make of it? I think a lot of people expected Prograis to bang him out.
Yeah, I did as well. But sometimes, Danny, it doesn't always work like that. Like, Regis Prograis, I mean, everyone was like, nobody was really calling out Regis. Jack's been calling out Regis from the start, and nothing's really changed. Just because somebody has a below par performance doesn't make them a crap fighter, by the way.
Of course.
Regis is just, as I say, there was a lot of pressure on him. It's his first fight back in New Orleans. I can't remember the last time he boxed there, but it was his homecoming. A lot of pressure on him. Just signed a big deal with Eddie and Matchroom. He underperformed, and the fight and Zorrilla didn't really come to fight. So it doesn't make Regis a bad fighter overnight. I just think it was a below par performance that he got through, and he retained his belts. Regis is a great guy and an outstanding fighter. But if Jack Catterall fights him, Danny, Jack will beat him. I promise you that.
If, however, the Teofimo Lopez fight were to present itself for Prograis, would you still expect Jack to be in with a chance of getting that fight? Because that's a huge fight, isn't it?
Oh, if Regis Prograis has an option to fight Teofimo Lopez, he will take that, because it's a unification fight, and it's going to be great money. So you won't begrudge him of that. But a voluntary shot against Devin Haney, I mean, Devin Haney's coming up. Me personally, and it's not, but Devin Haney's value is the fact he's an undisputed champion. I know he's tight at the weight, but I personally think he should rematch Lomachenko. That's what I think he should do, because I thought he got. I know everyone's talking about robbery. I watched the whole fight. It was not a robbery at all. Lomachenko tipped him. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, he picked him. I just think the majority of people thought the same thing. They thought Lomachenko edged the fight. Some people had Devin winning the fight. I wouldn't have had a problem with, as I say, either way. But I just thought that Devin did get the slight look of the jaw at that, and I would address that, and I'd fight Lomachenko again. I'm sure he'd get paid handsomely for it, and he can have the winner of Jack Catterall against Regis Prograis.
Having seen their recent performances, aside from Jack, who do you feel is the best in the division? Do you feel it's Prograis or Lopez?
Listen to me when I tell you this. I'm saying it with a very straight face. Jack Catterall is the best fighter in the division.
No, but I said apart from Jack.
Oh, okay. Apart from I don't know.
You're obviously going to say Jack.
No, no, mate, not obviously at all. Danny, not obviously at all. But I'm saying everyone's raving about this performance against Josh Taylor. Jack Catterall already beat Josh Taylor. He just didn't get the result. He did. That's what I mean. He did. But like Teofimo just put the rubber stamp on it and gave him a bit of a pasting. But Jack's already did that. But it is what it is. And going back to your question, I still think, I suppose you'd have to put Lopez as, because I don't really see it like that. I think Lopez performed very well, but I just think Josh Taylor was there for the beating. I really do. I think he was there for not for the beating. That's the wrong word. He was there for the taking. Mm. So I still think Regis Prograis. I put Regis Prograis at 1, and then Lopez at 2, and then Mateus at 3, and I'd put Rolly at 20. Mate, I think Ahara Davis will batter him. If they them two fight, I think Ahara Davis will flatten him.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone's going to be queuing up to see Catterall and Davis in a rematch for all the belts, though, unfortunately.
Listen, that fight was a stinker, no problems. But the fight would be completely different this time. I genuinely do. If them two ever boxed again, the fight would be completely different.
Why do you think that is? Or why do you think the first fight didn't produce?
Both better fighters. Jack's miles better and Ahara's improved. I just think that it would be a much different fight, Danny. A much different fight. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, because again, Ahara's got his shot, and his well-deserved shot, and I hope he gets it against Rolando Romero, because I do think he'd flatten him. And
you said Josh Taylor's was there for the taking against Teofimo Lopez. He obviously has now produced 2 substandard performances, certainly compared to in his best wins of his career, the likes of Ramirez and Baranchuk and so on. Why do you think that is? What's gone wrong, if you like, with Josh Taylor?
I don't know, mate, because I don't know Josh Taylor personally. All I know is, I know you'll probably clip the early stuff when I said, oh, he's there for taking. But Josh Taylor, what he's achieved, he's a British boxing legend. He's a British boxing legend, mate. He's achieved everything really there is. He's completed boxing, mate. He's an undisputed champion. He's completed boxing. I just think that, I don't know whether he stayed at the weight too long. I don't know, but Jack Catterall beat him comfortably, and didn't get the decision. One of the worst decisions I've ever seen. He's then gone on to fight Teofimo Lopez, and Teofimo Lopez has just filled him in, hasn't he? For like, it was a not a beating, but it was close to a beating. And I just think, has he had one too many fights at 140 that's kind of messed it up going to 147? Because realistically, who's he going to fight at welterweight?
Yeah, I mean, a lot depends on what happens in the big fight at the end of July, doesn't it?
But I'm not saying it in a disrespect, but I'm saying who's going to be thinking, oh, I'll fight Josh Taylor at welterweight. It's not really a big money fight, is it?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It isn't, is it? Let's be truthful about it. Errol Spence isn't going, oh, I'm going to fight Josh Taylor. Terence Crawford's thinking, no, I'm not going to fight Josh Taylor. What's his name? Boots. He's not going to think, oh, I'll fight Josh Taylor. Like, no. But hilariously, his biggest fight is probably now back to Jack Catterall.
Yeah, because of the history.
I'm just saying, I'm not for 1 minute pursuing that fight, because I'll be perfectly honest, Jack's not really bothered anymore, Danny. He's really not bothered. But I'm saying, from his perspective, money-wise, that's his biggest fight. And if you can think of a bigger fight for me, then...
What about Conor Benn?
Yeah, but what's in it for Conor Benn?
Yeah. I
know, and before all these absolute idiots go, oh, he's done this and he's done. I'm saying I'm saying from a financial point of view, what does he bring for Conor Benn? That's what I said. So before all the absolute donuts attack me on the comments, I'm just saying it from his business perspective. From a business perspective, it does nothing for Conor Benn, in my opinion.
So do you think Taylor, much like you said about Haney earlier, his value was in the fact that he was undisputed champion?
Yes. Because look, Josh Taylor wasn't at the big. Josh Taylor, in my opinion, has been unfortunate in the sense that I believe he deserved real backing from the beginning. And listen, I'll give props to the McGuigans. They matched him very well, right? They matched him very well from the beginning. I remember from his Commonwealth title against Dave Ryan all the way to doing the World Super Series. Done great, but I'm saying that he hasn't really had that big platform behind him to push him and make him the star that he probably should have been. Do you understand what I'm saying by that? Because as I say, like when people ask me about Josh Taylor, Josh Taylor, I was a massive fan of him as a boxer. It's just when people say to me about the Catterall thing, he just lost to Jack Catterall and just didn't get the decision. That was all my issue was there. Because when he boxed Ramirez, which was, let's be honest, probably his best ever performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely battered Ramirez, by the way. Sorry, my mum's ringing me again. Absolutely battered him. Proper battered him. So, as I say, maybe did he leave Ben Davison too soon? I don't really know. So, yeah, I don't know what he's going to do next, but I know he won't get the Conor Benn fight.
I think Prograis was his best performance. Just thinking about it, I think Ramirez close second.
I think he lost that fight as well, though, Dan.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, I remember watching that fight. I had Prograis winning by a round. I remember that fight.
Yeah, it was a very close fight. I just thought he came on strong towards the end. Bit great, imposing physicality.
That unbelievable fight, by the way.
Great fight.
Unbelievable fight. But I thought he got pipped in that fight, if I'm honest. But I still think Ramirez is his best performance because it was for undisputed, and it was an absolute one-sided pasting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think Ramirez was his best performance to date.
Well, let's hope that Jack gets his opportunity to prove he's the best currently at 140.
That's all he wants, Danny. Honestly, it's not as if like the hands are out going, mate. Eddie said it himself. He's the uncrowned, undisputed champion. I don't like using that because I was like, oh, stop begging it and whatever. But that's what people consider him as. I won't say everybody. A lot of people consider him as the uncrowned champion. So it's a deserving shot against Regis Prograis. And the best man will win. And I believe that will be Jack Catterall, convincingly as well.
Great stuff. Sam, always a pleasure to catch up. I'm sure you're busier than ever at the moment, so I'll let you get back to it. But let's do it again soon.
Top man, Dan. Speak to you soon, mate.